Uh, we're live yet?
Yeah. Good morning. Welcome to the Queen City Picker and Friends Morning Show. I'm Tom, the Queen City Picker, and this is my loyal sidekick,
Old fart.
Todd, the old fart.
What is the music?
Stripper music.
Did you add music?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're getting fancy.
Did you hear the applause?
I did. That was hot.
Oh, Lord.
Reminded me of my old stage days.
Your old stage days.
Yeah, back when I had my act on the road. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. People were clamoring. I tell you, to see my act.
Good morning, Carol. Good morning, Joanna. Good morning, Harper's Hope. Good morning, Lag. Good morning, Jonathan. Good morning, Vintage Memories.
Welcome to the boringest YouTube reseller chit chat show in the world.
Do y'all, uh, Todd and I were just talking about it. We realize that we don't talk about goal setting and what we need to do to make our businesses better and all of that kind of mess.
I
If y'all
don't
want to hear that kind of
I
stuff,
don't have a progress chart up on the look. Here's my progress chart. I put it here 6 months ago, and I haven't ever written anything on it. That's my goals.
so if y'all want more of that in the show, how about just let us know in the messaging, and we'll on both our morning shows, we'll see if we can't start doing a little goal
Morning
setting and
lag,
all that kind of stuff. Good
morning
morning, Chicken
vintage,
Toad.
morning Ron, morning
No, I don't.
Julie.
Vintage. Vintage says, let me get back in the right screen here.
I'm actually not going backwards. Well, I take that back. I'm real boring in that I have sold about the same amount of stuff on eBay the last 5 or 6 years in a row. I'm within what, probably $4,000 fluctuation the last 6 years. Problem is, during that same time, gas prices went up, egg prices went up, shipping rates went up, shipping supplies cost more. So even though I'm selling the same dollar amount, I'm going backwards because of the economy and such.
Um, Vintage Memory says, question: if you run an eBay store, do you have an LLC for the business? I don't. I don't do enough.
Uh,
I just have a self proprietorship.
Sole proprietor is what I have.
Yeah, sole proprietorship. That's what my accountant recommended. So that's us. Check with your accountant to see if you really need that. Now, I carry liability insurance, so um, I feel like I'm pretty covered.
I don't have insurance on my business. If they shut me down, they can't take my retirement check, so I'm okay.
Vintage, if you're thinking of, I mean, if you're doing the business that you're thinking about it, whether you need an LLC or not, you need to sit down and talk to an accountant. At least, you know, chat with him to find out if you're headed in the right direction.
I'm gonna really need my estate or my accountant this year. We sold a house, and then there's still,
You sold a house.
yeah, there's still bunch of the remainder of Mom's estate. That a bunch of it didn't get settled until 2022. So yeah, I'm gonna need that accountant this year. I've had a lot of stuff going on.
Well, the more stuff you accumulate, the more you need to talk to a professional. Speaking of moms, my mom called yesterday. She had she has a blood clot in her leg, so she's on a bunch of medicine for that. She was at the emergency room not before last from 8:30 in the evening to 5 o'clock in the morning. And I called her, when I talked to her, I said, why did you not call me? She says, well, you have enough to worry about. You don't need to be worrying about me. So
Insurance.
I
I
gotta run
mean,
down there.
I'm not opposed to insurance, but if you sold a knife and shipped it to somebody and somebody cut themselves, I guess they could sue you. Depends on what you sell, I guess.
Well, anything. Okay, you sell Disney pins, and you got the little push pins on the back of it. You know what I'm talking about? The little caps.
Mm-hmm.
And your 3-year-old gets hold of one and swallows one and chokes on it. God, my nose.
Yeah, it could be a big lawsuit, I
They're
guess.
going to be calling you. Because there's, people don't. Excuse me. People don't they don't look after their small children anymore. And
Yeah, I put a good portion of the stuff I sell into these suffocation warning bags.
yeah.
I just keep a good stock of the 2 different sizes of those. Joanna's getting hosed.
Excuse me. As far as the topicals, I'm talking, assuming you're talking about like stuff like Bengay, that type of stuff. I use an old man cream, and I think it's
Bless
called
you.
Zeron or something of that sort. It's for arthritis, and I'm not supposed to be using it because it has aspirin in it, and that's not good. Oh, excuse me.
You're
Since I'm
making my
on
nose itch.
all these blood thinners and whatnot, so I think it's a case where you just gotta be careful. And another thing too is I was reading through the recall website, and there is a lot of stuff that is sold through through Amazon, exclusively through Amazon, like children's sleepwear and things like that are, they don't have fire retardant in it.
That was your 7th sneeze.
they don't have fire retardant in it, so they're doing all these recalls. And this, go ahead, hey, uh, and things that doesn't have the child safety caps on them, and they've got lead content in them. So I think people just have to be careful. And if they're going to sell stuff like that, then they're going to have insurance. They need insurance. That's my opinion. I'm not a professional. I'm sure your insurance agent will try to sell you some.
Oh yeah, they won't. They won't miss a chance to sell you more insurance. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
So just saying. That's when you need to. That's one of the things I don't like about all these online insurance companies. Good morning, Mr. Sadie. Is you really don't have an agent that is working with you and kind of knows your history, and so that once again is just my opinion. And I like, if I have a problem, I like being able to walk into an office and say, "Okay, dude, you're getting your monthly premiums or your annual premiums. Let's deal with this."
Fire insurance in case your inventory burns up. Well, I'm just looking at my listed inventory is $37,000. I found that incredible.
Yeah.
Uh, how do I have $37,000 worth of crap listed? But there it is.
Leg is that like Allstate or State Farm? You said State Auto. Yeah, that's when you need to move on, chick.
I think I'll take my chances on having business insurance.
Well, I think it's the case. I just think when when you're doing a big, when you're doing a lot of volume like you do, and Bridget and Scott and whatnot. Good morning, Glock. I think you. That's when you have to sit down with your CPA and your insurance agent and maybe
Yeah,
some legal and kind of figure out a game plan.
I'm sure if a high-powered attorney came after me for something, I would have trouble defending myself, even if I hired a lawyer. But
Good morning,
why would they
Craig.
come after me? I don't have that much stuff. I'm not rich. I don't.
Because people will sue for anything. You don't know how many times I have been sued for looking too good.
Looking too good.
Looking too good.
Yeah. Crap. Just got my pills out for the morning. I forgot to take yesterday's pills. I'm gonna die right here.
Please don't.
Wonder what my blood pressure is this morning without those blood pressure pills.
Todd has a
You can't get water out of a rock. I mean, yeah,
self
there's
proprietorship.
the money and help I was giving the boys. If they don't get any more the rest of their lives, even after I die, then that's about all they should get. Gwen's got a retirement check. They won't be able to get that. I suppose they could garner my retirement check. But they'd have to leave you enough to live on, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah. I
I
suppose
don't
if I
think they
did
can
as
touch. I
much
don't think they
business
can
as
touch like retirement checks.
if I did as much business as lag does, yeah, I'm sure insurance is an important thing.
I think Scott is now a S corporation, but he's got his hand
Yeah,
in so many reselling related ventures. You
yeah,
know,
yep. I sell a whole lot less dangerous stuff than some people do, I guess.
yeah.
Kind of like, I mean, even our local rummage sale, they sold me one of those coffee pots that the handle falls off of. They could be sued, I guess. I don't know. Can a tax church uh, I guess they're church affiliated. I don't know. Can they even be sued? A charity?
Oh yeah. Anybody can be sued.
But is a rummage sale really supposed to keep up with stuff that is um, nonprofits get sued all the time? Okay. I guess I'm just not up on stuff.
No, we don't think about suing all the time. You know, we're not out to get the man.
To me, I don't know. It seems like just another expense to weigh me down.
What, the insurance or the suing part?
All of it. It's like, what was it? 2 years ago, Gwen and I went to Memphis, and she had a fainting spell and went to the emergency room. And that stupid hospital didn't finish the paperwork and billing. I got the bill Friday. It was nearly 2 years after the event. I mean, just people come up medical. God, I hate medical bills. It just first of all, it costs a lot. Second, it's just all the billing crap that you had to go through. Makes my mind
Well,
hurt.
all my bills have started coming in. Hey, chick picker. Chick picker.
Hey, Valerie, how you doing? Anyway, okay, quit whining.
We might get snow this weekend.
Oh my God, man, it's been yesterday and the day before. I think it rained 500 inches. Gwen talked to a friend of hers that lives in Utah. They said they had 7 feet of snow, and up the mountain in the ski area for the season they had 930 inches of snow. It's like a new snow record in the Rocky Mountains this year. So Lake Lake Mead should fill up. Lake Mead. Is it Lake Mead? Like
Yeah,
over by Vegas?
yeah.
That sucker should fill right back up
That sucker is so
this
low. And
spring.
I was watching a thing, and Mr. Sadie, have you been over to the Mississippi lately? um, I was watching this video, and the Mississippi is way, way down.
I bet it floods though in May and June. There's so much snow up in the hills in the west.
Yeah, Valerie, we have our windows open. She says it's supposed to be in the 70s today. Yeah, Saturday night it's supposed to drop. And there several stations said that we could get some accumulation, but it's not going to hang around long because the ground will be so warm.
Is this Super Bowl weekend?
I believe so.
We're 40 going to a high of 67. And finally we got sunshine.
It's 55 here.
Man, we've had so much rain the last couple of days.
I'm sorry, Julie. I'm old. I can't remember where people's at. Whereabouts are you at that you had 80 degrees yesterday? Hawaii?
Probably Florida. Fly, Eagles, fly. Sadie watched me play poker last night. God,
They don't know Valerie.
I played really well all
Did
the
you?
way up until the time I lost. I mean, it was. I would get way down and then work my way up a little. Get way down, work my way up a little. Get way down, work my way until we started getting close to the payout money. And there was like 1,200 people in the tournament, and I finished in like 300th place, which was like 40 places away from getting a payout. I was like, crap. So a lot of
Like
times you
says,
can
go.
play poker good and still lose.
Like says, go birds. I pull for the Podunk, North Carolina Moonshiners.
I don't really care, but I've got friends that are staunch fans for Philadelphia, and I got friends that are staunch fans for Kansas City. So I'm like,
Well,
I don't know.
I would
Can you?
probably have to say if somebody said who you pulling for, since I now know who the teams are that's playing, I would have to say Kansas City, just because I'm tired of Philadelphia.
They just, you know what Philadelphia did this year? They just got a good team and good coaches. Duh.
They got the best team money can buy,
They just got a good
and the
team with
referees
good
too.
coaches. Referees. Probably, I bet
I just
NFL referees would be good politicians. They would do a much better job at officiating than the people we got up there. Just fire all the politicians and put NFL referees in there. That's what I say. It is supposed to get colder the weekend.
yeah, it's supposed to be real cold here. Valerie, there's so many fronts coming and going and slowing down and speeding up. They don't know how much we're going to get. One of the weather folks said, probably around a half inch, and then another one said, we could get up to 6 inches because we just don't know what's going to go on now.
Eagles are supposed to win 37-34. If if that Kansas City quarterback has a healthy ankle, it's going to be close. He was hobbling around that last game like a like crazy. They pulled it out at the end with some luck, but he was struggling. And against Philadelphia,
I just don't. I don't follow it. I don't. My attention span will not take football. It's just too slow.
well, the Super Bowl's okay because they got the cool commercials that are fun to watch. Who's the halftime show this year? Let's see. Let me look that up. Super. I'm getting tired of rap and
I just, like I said, it's just too.
Rihanna.
It's too slow. Who? Brianna.
Rihanna.
Who is she?
She, she's
I know
pop
she's a singer, a pop star.
pop rock star.
I
She's
couldn't tell you what she sings though. That's
uh
sad. She probably sounds like all the rest of them. So it.
I hope she doesn't wear her hair like she has sometimes.
Damn Todd.
She
Brianna.
remember how Patti LaBelle used to do her hair all weird? Rihanna's kind of like that, only even weirder. She's a rapper. At least she has a voice though. Some of those rappers you can't even stand to listen to their voice. Rihanna halftime show.
Oh, she's cute.
Uh,
Is that Brianna Perry?
Rihanna.
Uh,
Riha.
Want me to say that
Rihanna.
again?
Rihanna. Rihanna. Uh, Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show. That's a long title for a halftime show. Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show starring Rihanna.
Oh, Rihanna. Okay.
I keep saying that.
I know. I didn't hear the. I did. I thought I was hearing a B in there. But.
Well, you need to get your ears checked because I speak Texan. If you can't understand Texan, you need to fix your ears. I mean, I thought Katy Perry's halftime show was better than the last five, just music wise, but
I'm not hip like you are, Todd.
I'm not hip either. If I'm watching a Super Bowl halftime show, I want to hear something worth listening to.
You want to see some wardrobe malfunctions.
No, I don't.
Like said, he didn't know who the old guys were last year. Who were the old guys?
I was like Snoop Dogg and Jay-Z or somebody like that.
Uh,
Hank Williams Jr. would be better. That's right, Sadie.
they're not going to do that though. Even though he's a poster child for alcoholism.
Why do why do modern music artists have to have such screwed up names? What's your name? Oh, J. Barack J. Rock'em Snock'em. I'm like, what?
I have a problem with I don't know I can't put names with groups unless it's somebody that's been around for 100 years. All these new groups and all these, especially that I started to say Tyler Perry. Was it Taylor Perry, Katy Perry, and Taylor Swift? They sound the same to me. That's
Taylor
the reason I call
Swift
them.
actually has a voice you can listen to.
Who?
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, they both have good voices,
They have
but
a
they just sound the same.
pretty voice, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not what people want to hear. They want to hear rap, and I'm like,
Yeah. Well, more power to them. How
it's
much
not.
is a ticket to the Super Bowl this year? How much does a Super Bowl ticket cost? 2023.
That's right.
Uh, Average purchase price was $7,320 on Wednesday at TickPick.
Well, wouldn't that be the scalped price? That wonder what the original stadium price was. Shoot, I'd rather go to the Vegas and play in one of those big tournaments with $7,000 than buy a ticket to the Super Bowl. At least you get to do something fun.
I just My son paid $150 for a ticket to see 1975, and I was like, "Oh my God!" I don't know of anybody I'd pay $150 to go see. I might pay $150 to see Todd in concert because I, kn- I because I know Todd.
Yeah.
But I just don't. That's just insane. And I sure as hell am not even going to spend $150 for a Super Bowl ticket.
I think I'd rather see a bunch of the casino show stars than, let's see. I was
And
looking
I
to see
know
what.
everybody has their own thing. I know there's people that live for NFL, and that's fine. That's your hobby. I had a next door neighbor that was obsessed by NASCAR. His house looked like a gift shop from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. He had one of everything. And when I was wandering around looking at stuff at thrift stores and things like that, if I found something that didn't sell online, I'd buy it just to give it to him for his collection. Oh, are you on the no-fly list, Lack? You're not that old lady that had to drag off the plane last week, were you?
So, WinStar World Casino is having Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Bruce Springsteen. He could still do a good halftime show. Billy Joel, he would do a good halftime show. Madonna, is she still performing? I guess so. Pink,
Yeah, she has a walker to help her out there. One of those canes with the four balls on the end of it, the tennis balls.
here's a good one. Metallica is performing at the WinStar World Casino.
Where's Windstar at?
It's on the border of Oklahoma and Texas, north of Fort Worth. They're having Ed Sheeran, Janet Jackson. Shania Twain, Stevie Nicks, Luke Bryan, Duran Duran. They're still performing. They're almost as old as me. Dead and Company, Blink. Never heard of Blink. Nickelback. Brian Adams, Bob Weir, and the Wolf Brothers. Randy
Nickelback.
Carlile.
Are they? I remember when the nickel bag was $5. Now it's like $500.
See, some of those artists would do a much better job of doing a Super Bowl halftime show than Rihanna would. But that's just my opinion.
I know,
Rihanna's the hot artist. Got to get the hot artist on there.
I know. You have to. I know they have to have excitement and all that kind of stuff. In the halftime shows.
You never heard
But
of any of those groups, Lag. Come on. Never heard of any of those artists.
I just, I just don't get it. And this, you
They
said
look
that you
like
never
somebody
cried. You
smashed.
never cried over a star dying or whatnot. I think that was you. Anyway,
Nickelback.
my ex
That was
sister
kind
in
of a
law
Nissa's generation.
went to see Elvis in concert. This would have been in the 70s. And she laughed at her friends because they said they just start crying and carrying on. And she said that she went with them, and she said you get caught up in that crap. She said the next thing she knew, she was crying. I
Oh,
love you, Elvis. And her daddy said, I cannot believe my um, daughter, who's got like she's got a PhD and two masters, summa cum laude, and you're crying over a daggum rock and roller. Really. I don't know. I
uh,
saw Dolly in concert one time, and she was about 15 feet away from me, and I started crying. We love you, Dolly.
we love you, Dolly.
That Elvis preacher guy. My mom and my grandmother, my dad's mom, they used to go to the picture show to see all his movies in concert because they thought he was cute.
Ooh, stock market's up.
Good.
Not
You be able to take
much.
you be able to take Gwen on another trip.
I don't have much in there now. Let's see what my Amazon's doing. It's barely up. Amazon, you've been flatlined ever since I owned you.
Oh, Mr. Sadie, you're a hoot, dude.
Where's that picture of Sadie when he was performing in the 80s? That was.
I want to see. I'd like to talk, Mr. Sadie. You need to do a show at night, and you need to get Mrs. Sadie on there because we want to talk to her.
I should have saved a bunch of.
See if she has to lock him in a padded room at night.
Sadie. Sadie showed me a picture last night during the turn when we were playing poker. He found an 11-year-old bottle of hot sauce, and he said, "Look what I found."
Dang.
Hellfire. Hellfire. I told him he needs to make his YouTube logo this picture here.
Yeah.
Peel that label off and lay it out flat and take a good picture of it.
You know, there's a pepper that was developed, one of these hot peppers that was developed in Fort Mill, South Carolina, which is right below, right on the other side of the state line from Charlotte. And I can't think of what it was called. Starts with a C, I think.
Carolina Reapers.
Yeah, that's it. That should be easy to remember, shouldn't it?
I There's no way. I might cut off a little piece of it and put it in a great old big pot of chili or something. I like just a little bit of spice, but
When
Gwen
I
now she can pretty much eat jalapenos right out of the just get one up and just start chewing on it. I'm like, God,
when I was young, I liked hot stuff, but now I don't.
you're tougher than me, woman.
Yeah, chick, we know that you're an Ebbs fan.
Hey Sadie, did you ever sell any of those comics? Didn't you buy a bunch of comic books? He hadn't even listed them yet. Okay.
Yeah, he was supposed to be in a really good. He was supposed to have a really good show, Valerie.
Yeah, for a lot of years. I mean, he was the one who developed big stage acts in Vegas.
Good morning, Texas Bandit. Yeah,
I
and
mean,
and Hawaii.
how many how many performers would he have on stage with him at
I don't know.
Vegas? He would have a small orchestra and then standard rock band folks and then backup singers and dancers. God.
Yeah, I bet it was. But all the, you know what? All the casino that he performed at are all gone now. They've all been
Musty
torn
smell.
down.
I suppose stick them in a bag with a bunch of dryer sheets. I don't know. How do you get a musty smell out of comic books? I don't know. I would list them and just put that in the listing. Hey, these kind of have an old musty smell. Put them in the freezer. Chick picker says that'll kill them.
Well, get off some of that money and buy you one of those machines that you stick everything into it and it neutralizes the air and all that kind of stuff. They're only about $15,000, so it removes odors and things like that.
I bet he's got machinery in food processing that would slick that right up.
Probably so.
Autoclave. An autoclave would set it on fire, wouldn't it? Autoclaves get hot.
Yeah.
Apple cider vinegar. You can't get them wet, lag, goofball.
Brenda says put them in the dryer sheets in the box with the comics.
Arm and Hammer powder between each page for a year. Then how would you get the Arm and Hammer? How would you get all that powder back out of it?
Well, you just throw them over there on your transporter pad, and when you beam them somewhere, then you strip all the odor out of it molecularly.
Transporter pad.
Paintbrush lightly. You know, these people like Craig, that sharp picker, who bought all those comic books in a storage unit. I just can't imagine putting stuff like that in trading cards and in a storage locker. Not unless it's one of the environmentally controlled ones.
Yeah. Hey Tom, my wife is famous now. You
She
know,
is.
Gwen makes those funny reels on Instagram.
Yeah, I saw the one where she's in that her chinchilla coat.
That's funny. Anyway, somebody has cloned her channel and called it Gwen 3.
Dang.
Like,
Well, good for her. She can
I
make a
mean,
bunch of money and take you on trips.
no, this is somebody else grabbing onto her. I mean, they in the description they've got all of her description stuff from. I mean, it just is cloned. It wasn't me. Lag says link. I'm giving you the link to this bogus channel. Anyway,
She's funny. She is. She should have been an actress.
of all the nice, innocent people, you shouldn't be cloning my wife. She's just a nice person. She doesn't need to have her Instagram cloned by some creep. No telling what the creep is going to do with it. Probably put pictures of bare naked men on there or something.
A B&M store, is that a brand? Like a store brand, store name? Books a Million? Oh,
Brick,
that
brick and
the Texas
mortar.
girl would come out in her in a minute.
My mind went to S&M. You said B&M. I thought, is it a sex shop? Brick and mortar.
Brick and mortar. Okay, all right, I'm with you.
You
You
actually
actually paid
paid
rent.
me.
You know, there's a comic book store
Well,
down in
thanks,
Rock Hill
Anissa.
that's been there for God, I don't know, 60 years. It's
Pretty
got to
old
be
man.
60 years. No, not that long.
Shoot.
I've been up here for 30. So let's say 40 years.
I'm too old to be a dirty old man. Instead of a dirty old man, I need to be labeled a lost interest old man. Too much work to be a dirty old man. I'm not into
Oh,
work.
Cheeseburger, that's his son. I mean, that's his son's friend. I had to,
Yeah,
that's like, I was getting ready to Google cheeseburger celebrity. And then I remember that's his, good morning anytime. That's his, is that
yeah.
your son or is that your son's friend? Cheeseburger.
His son and his friend Cheeseburger
Yeah, okay.
started a YouTube channel, and they are hilarious.
Mr. Sadie, if you got their link, throw it in the description.
It's called Fat Boys Fishing. Fat Boyz. They are just a
That's not
hoot.
his son, Texas. That's his son's friend.
Here, I'll put a link to their channel over in the side chat. They're so much fun to watch. And it's great because it's not professionally done.
Right.
Oh, Sadie and I tied for, or you and I tied for putting it in there.
It's
They've only got 43 subscribers.
share that link with all your fishing buddies.
So, yeah, it's like one of the episodes. They bought this old John boat and they stripped all the seats and motors off of it and flipped it over. And you should have seen all the holes in the bottom of it.
Dang.
But they're going to fix it up and use it.
Good morning, Truth.
But part of the episode where they were stripping the boat, they said, let's get in it and pretend we're fishing. So it was so funny seeing them. The little John boat was up on a trailer and them crawling into that boat. Cheeseburger just kind of rolled up into it like somebody rolling a big bean bag into a boat.
When I was younger, I guess I was in my early 20s. Our family used to go camping and fishing a lot with, and my uncle and his family and my aunt and her family. We'd all go down to Lake Marion in South Carolina and fish. And my cousin and I, because my uncle had an extra outboard motor, so they would rent a fishing boat from my cousin and I, and we would fish it out of it. So he's probably about 11 or 12. And this one boat they rented, it was a V hull, just a metal V hull, and that thing leaked. And that was back in the time when they had Czech colas. Do y'all remember Czech colas? They were cheap. And so we would
Check
drink these
colas.
canned drinks and just throw the can down on the floor. After a while, there'd be so much water at the bottom of the boat that it would those cans would just float around and clink together and all that kind of stuff. And my father was always one of these fishermen that you had to be quiet when you fished. And Stacy and I caught a bunch of big fish. And my father said, "Well, I guess that's an old wives' tale about having to be fishing because we could hear y'all, we could hear y'all across the lake with all those cans rolling around, floating around." So my uncle got kind of concerned about it when we went in for lunch at the campground we stayed at. He went and bought a bilge pump to put in it, kind of help keep the water out of it. But we had good time. Those are good times, good memories. And I'm afraid people just are not making good memories these days. Like Lag, when he allegedly gets as old as I am, he's been cooped up in his mama's basement all his life, so he won't have any memories.
Truth, are you a pastor?
Yeah, his name's David, I believe. Isn't it
David's a
David?
pastor, preacher. My brother's a Baptist preacher, retired. He was hospice chaplain for a long time too after he retired from preaching. Now my brother preaches a whole bunch just being a supply. They call it a supply when your preacher has to be out sick or in the
Right.
hospital or, on sabbatical or whatever. They between preachers, my brother will come in and preach.
Recently, it's one of the recent shows I mentioned. A friend of mine in high school, his dad was a minister, a Methodist minister, and he had to preach at 3 different churches to make a living. One got him on Sunday morning, one got him on Sunday night, and one got him on Wednesday night. Took all 3 churches for him to make a living, if you want to call it that. So, has anybody got anything they would like to throw in? A bit of wisdom from the chat before we wind this up? Because I've got to go see about my mom.
Yeah, it's almost time to go do battle with the Lutherans.
Yeah.
Hit up their rummage sale this morning.
You know, all those old ladies down there at the Lutheran rummage sale, they're going, "Do you think Todd's coming in today? He's so cute. I can't wait till he gets here."
Those old ladies. They can't wait to be mean to me.
They
No,
do
that's
that.
not the price. Here's your price.
Yeah.
I'm
You
like,
know, that's like back when you were
change
in
the
grade
price at
school, if a
checkout.
little girl hit you, that meant that she liked you. That's what they're doing, Todd. They're mean to you so you'll know that they like you.
Yeah,
Well,
last week we had so much ice that I just shut it down. So hopefully there's a whole bunch of new stuff at the rummage sale this week. They've had 2 weeks to get ready for this. Yeah, they're changing prices because it's me.
yeah, it's
Everybody, all of them there know that I sell stuff on eBay. So, which isn't a big deal. I've gotten a couple little contacts for stuff to buy from people uh, that frequent the place. Either they work there or customers, regular customers. I met a few people that will sell me stuff to sell on eBay, but yeah, they all know I sell on eBay, so they're not cutting me any breaks on prices.
they got to make money, Todd,
Well,
and they know you're going to make money, so they got to get their little bit off out of the action too.
and some of the stuff I buy from them, they'll never sell to anybody else. But somebody on eBay with a million, you got millions of customers on eBay that will look at your stuff for sale.
Well, that's the reason.
But a lot of the stuff they have for sale is just stuff that nobody that goes to the rummage sale would buy.
Right. I believe it was on Scott's show yesterday. I was talking about that our Goodwills around here they have a department that they ship all the good stuff to, and they do it online either through eBay or through the Goodwill online store, which their
Yeah.
shipping is expensive.
Where's that pirate joke? That was funny. God,
Cool,
Sadie and I have been messaging too much. We're like gossipy girls when we get on.
Who was that? You and
Me and Sadie, we're just like,
well, y'all are just bonding. You know, you got that whole gambling addiction thing going there.
bonding.
You
It's
know,
my
y'all.
bro. Okay, here it is. Let's see. All right. Sadie, can I tell the joke? Oh, this is so small. I'm going to tell it whether he says I can or not. Okay, Ready? A pirate walked into a bar and the bartender said, "Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. What happened? You look terrible." "What do you mean?" said the pirate. "I feel fine." Bartender: "What about the wooden leg? You didn't have that before." Pirate: "Well, we were in a battle and I got hit with a cannonball, but I'm fine now." Bartender: "Well, okay, but what about that hook? What happened to your hand?" Pirate says, "We were in another battle. I boarded a ship and got into a sword fight. My hand was cut off. I got fitted with a hook. I'm fine, really." Bartender: "Well, okay, what about that eye patch?" Pirate says, "Oh, one day we were at sea and a flock of birds flew over. I looked up and one of them shit in my eye." Bartender says, "You're kidding. You lost an eye just from bird shit?" Pirate: "It was my first day with the hook."
Oh God, that's cute.
He put his own eye out getting bird shit out of his eye with his hook. Okay.
I gotta find some stuff to. I actually have a couple things to ship today.
You made me choke up.
I gotta. I've got to do some work today. So anywho, it's that time. Thanks for coming in and joining me and Todd today. Appreciate it.
We'll be on my channel tomorrow.
Yes, come see Todd's channel tomorrow for more
We'll
good times.
we'll finish off this wonderful week in style tomorrow.
That's right.
Tomorrow we'll be styling.
Scott has a show tonight on Thursday night tonight on his
Yes.
channel. Blah blah blah.
7 o'clock Scott's channel, or 7 my time. I don't know
Yeah,
what time it is for everybody
it's
else. 7
8 his
Central.
time, I believe. So anyway, y'all have a great day. Thanks for coming in, and we will see you tomorrow on Todd's channel. Bye bye.